Hello. Today I'm just gonna have a very quick video with a little bit of fun with our speed mentoring or change conversation starter toolkit. And I just so happened to pull this card this morning, and I thought, you know what? Why not share it in a video? Doesn't need to just happen as my own journaling prompt today. So the question there is like, what strategies do you use to prioritize trade-offs? So different pieces of work or tasks that need to be done at your work, at home, or in your project. So in my case, in my projects. And I was thinking, well, I do actually have a go-to way as to like how I do prioritize my work, and that could be something that could be beneficial to you guys as well. So here it goes. First of all, I think I'm very value driven. So any work, any task, any project often really needs to like succeed in the litmus test as to how it supports the business or my personal values. So the higher the value is of a particular task, the higher the priority and the more I'm going to pull it forward. So I like to always start with an important task in my day or an important task in my week, and then add in some of the more urgent tasks later, which you may have already heard in, I think there's a story about like filling a glass with pebbles and sand and so forth. Might be covered somewhere else. A second really go-to way for me to look at like what I should be doing first is to have a type of Eisenhower matrix that looks at the impact versus the effort of the task. So like how impactful or how important is this particular task, and then how low-hanging fruit or how difficult it is for me to do. So you want to make sure that you get the things that are really big bangs for your bucks first. So that would be something that I would shuffle in earlier in the week or earlier in the day as well, or earlier in the project, so to speak. I often use a bit of a decision matrix as well, so that is not just looking at things like effort or cost and the benefits or the impact, but also factoring in the risk of a particular task. So especially in change management and in projects, we do apply our structure and our approach in order to reduce the risk that is coming out of poor change management or poor project management as well. So we want to make sure that we do it in the most safest way possible. And a decision matrix is a great way of like plugging in your tasks across a matrix that is looking at risk, benefits, and costs as well. Then I do like to engage as many stakeholders as possible. I'm very aware of my own bias as to how I see a particular project or how I see a particular, situation. And the more people I speak to, the more different perspectives I can get on the issue, the more I'm aware of potential roadblocks, concerns, questions that I haven't really considered myself yet. And they will then impact how I will evaluate the tasks or the trade-offs and how I will approach them. So over the course of my project or my work, I always need to be flexible and reevaluate as more information comes to surface. And what I would say is like, don't be scared of decisions. You're always going to make the best decision possible for the information that was available in that particular moment or situation to you. And as you get more information available later, you shouldn't be having a confirmation bias and stick with your original decision, but rather be open to adapt and change. So stay flexible and agile as you go through your project. So maybe next time when you have a couple of different things that seems to conflict and have conflicting priorities, you might want to use a decision matrix, or you might want to use a stakeholder consultation. Or another tip from me for you is you could use Moscow, which is a prioritization technique used by a lot of software engineers as well, which is the must have, should have, could have, and won't have kind of classifications as to like your project tasks will be included or not included in your project. So I hope you like this video and you like playing with me through the speed mentoring toolkit and the change conversation starters, and have good conversations with your colleagues based on today's question as well. Bye for now. See you in the next video.